I have always wanted to float the Spotted Bear River. Even though the wilderness section is only about 8 miles, it just seems so inviting when I've passed this way on other hikes. However, I couldn't get any detailed data on the river, so the hazards were pretty much unknown to me, beyond a rather vague assurance that there were no major rapids. The main thing I needed to worry about were sweepers, so I was hoping there hadn't been too much blowdown over the winter. Was I ever wrong? Since I knew there was a free campground right at the takeout spot, I figured I could just car camp there and first thing in the morning hike the 8 miles to Dean Creek, then float back out and probably have enough time left over to drive the 3 hours home. Didn't give much thought to the hiking part of the trip because I have hiked it before and it was an easy trail with little elevation gain. Wrong again. What should have been a 4.5-hour hike ended up taking over 6 very strenuous hours, and you'll see why. Called ahead to the ranger station to ask about this campground, and they said it was open, but they didn't tell me it had been beat to hell. Looks like it had a pretty rough winter. Outhouse had a near miss. Lucky the wind was blowing this way instead of the other way. Well, there's your takeout. See if you can spot that when you need to. Of course, car camping does have certain perks. The actual trailhead is about a half a mile up the dirt road, all uphill. I got there just as a few snowflakes were in the air. I hoped that the devastation of the campground was a fairly localized event, but as soon as I got on the actual trail, there were problems. Blowdown everywhere. Well, sitting here on the steps of the Silvertip cabin, I have to reevaluate my plans a little bit. Original intention was to go to Dean Creek and put in, but the amazing amount of blowdown has been slowing me down quite a bit. In fact, I'm going only about 1.5 miles, maybe not even that, an hour. So another option is to put in just below the cabin here. There's a little spur trail that goes right down to the river. I know that would be an easy access point, but 11 o'clock and just 3 more miles to go to get to Dean Creek, so I think I'm gonna go for it. I hope that the blowdown lessens up a little bit so I can make better time and also burn up a little less energy. I believe that might be a wolf track. There's a lot of elk scatch around, so not too surprising. Because where there's elk, there's wolves. There's another one, really clear this time. Well, I am just about there, but unfortunately I've hit the worst section of blowdown yet, and it continues. I gotta stop saying I've hit the worst stretch yet. Every time I do, I hit a stretch that's worse yet. And we're not done with it. Well, I made it to the Dean Creek campground. As you can see, it's a gigantic area. If you were spending the night, no trouble finding the spot. That's the river right there and where I'm putting in. That's Dean Creek. And that's the way we're going. Okay, well, that's a wrap. Truck's still here. Hopefully it'll start. It's a 3-hour drive to home. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Whew. Oh, that was pretty awesome, that last mile. Holy crap. That was a lot of action.